Apple's Scary Fast event finished with a shot on iPhone message, which is remarkable because it looked just like any other Apple event. And to accomplish this, to the chagrin of some, Apple used the same high-end production equipment that they would normally use. So this represents what you can create on a truly limitless budget with an iPhone. But what would a film shot on an iPhone look like if the rest of us gave it a go?
And it will drive to about where you are.
To find out, I've come to Changing Lives Independent School, where an actual iPhone shoot is taking place. There's a script, a cast, a crew, and of course, a director.
Yeah, so we probably won't need to mic up Tisha because...
But in this case, the director does far more than direct.
Hi, I'm James Twyman. I'm a filmmaker, and what that means for the kind of films that I make, which are generally quite low budget, that means I'm the writer, producer, director, editor, caterer, first aid person. I build the equipment, I light, I do makeup. Oftentimes when I'm making a project, it's me and a group of a very, very small group. If I'm lucky enough to have a crew, brilliant, but it's never a barrier.
8:12:4. Right, camera roll.
34, take one.
Thank you.
I have always wanted to shoot a film project on iPhone. I'd shot like a little short film with a friend a couple of years ago on iPhone 13 Pro Max, but I felt with that particular phone, the progress was great, but it wasn't good enough, and I was waiting for a phone to come out, and I had a feeling it would be in a couple of years that would absolutely smash the market. I didn't expect ProRes 422 in log, but we got it, and I wanted to challenge myself and the phone to try and tell a really strong narrative and cinematic looking piece that didn't look like it was shot on iPhone. So it will be...
I saw it when I flicked through before.
Yeah, I think it's 4. It's scene 4. One of the things I really love about the Blackmagic camera app is the display LUT, and they've just brought out a new Apple log to Rec 709 conversion. So I can expose using log, and then I can see what it's going to look like when I've graded it, and it is just... This is game changing. I honestly think I will be shooting a feature film on this thing very, very soon. So in order to try and stop it from looking like iPhone footage, for a start, what Apple have done with the ProRes is they've removed that sharpening. So the first and foremost, it was just the ability to have footage that looked like raw footage that was coming out of a camera rather than something that's been computed. The addition of their lenses as well, especially that 120mm lens for those medium shots that really compressed in the background and gave me that cinematic feel, that little bit more softness to the background, really helped as well. Use of, I just bought a generic variable ND filter from Amazon that cost 20 quid. You know, it was just enough to mean that I could have full control of my shutter speed, have it at 1/48 and shooting 24 frames per second, which gives it that film motion blur. The fact that I can then go in and grade it later in DaVinci Resolve, and I did a little trick and nobody's noticed it, which is good. I used the Magic Mask tool in DaVinci Resolve, and I created an artificial lens blur for some of the medium shots, just to heighten that a little bit, because it's the one major barrier, I think, is the size of that sensor means you don't get that depth that you would really want to get. Okay, nice. Much bigger deep breath. Be a little bit more pantomime on it. Okay? The biggest mistake I think a lot of filmmakers make, especially at the level where they may be shooting on iPhone or they might be experimenting with filmmaking, is the sound. And the big thing for me was having a professional sound crew come in and having professional lav mics with a professional recorder and a professional boomed shotgun microphone. Because doing that means that it can sound as cinematic as it looks. You can have the greatest image, but if your sound isn't right, it feels amateur.
After what you've done to me, I'm having everything. And if you call me again, I'll be speaking to the police to get you arrested. I
also used a couple of panel lights that I got from Amazon again. I don't even know the brand of them because I bought them because they were cheap and cheerful. Because really I champion filmmakers who don't have a lot of money because of my background, who just want to make great stuff. The lighting was key. So a little bit more that way on the hair light, more behind. So if you come more kind of here with it, separating with a hair light, making sure that I was using shadow in the right way. Those are all things that allow you to create something more cinematic. For example, So with the night shots, people might say, it's amazing that you shot in low light. Well, actually I didn't. I had a lot of light. It was just shaped to create the look that I wanted. So what you really want to do is forget that you're shooting an iPhone and think, I'm shooting a film. How would I light it? What's the story I'm trying to tell? What the performances that I want, what the locations that I want. The other big thing for me was professional actors. Not just my mates calling up going, hey mate, I'm making a film on iPhone, do you want to come down, it'd be fun. But actually pitching a story to professional actors and saying, come down, you're playing an actual character, this is the story, this is the inspiration, this is the motivation, come down and make a movie. And we were lucky enough to have some very, very professional actors come down for free because they really wanted to experiment with this whole idea of iPhone filmmaking.
Slate 33, take one.
And everybody else as well, when she comes in, take your step, just to give it that little bit, just in case I get something. Okay, and action.
Would people accuse me of cheating? I think some purists might, because I was using lighting and sound equipment. Because I think they're focused on the iPhone and not on the filmmaking. So if you're looking at specifically and only at, can I get my iPhone out and shoot something brilliant, then maybe. And that's fine, because that's the way that's their why for making films. They just want to get the camera out and shoot stuff. And I've done that and it looks great. I don't even think that Apple were cheating. I think what Apple was showing was what is possible at its highest end. And with any camera, you've got all that in between. So for me, I don't think I was cheating. I think I was making a film, the film that I wanted to make, the way that I wanted to make it. I don't think that Apple were cheating. They were showing off the brilliance of their product. They didn't use any additional lenses. They just shot on the lenses that they had, but then showed what you could do with a larger scale.
Cut. That's actually a really beautiful shot.
I love everything about it.